Not too shabby. Let's see. Can we continue the trend? Not quite a one-shot kill on that son of a gun, but still definitely doing the trick here. Not too shabby whatsoever. We'll blast it a couple times and see how it goes. Ooh, no longer have the mana for it, but one more zap should do the trick. Fantastic. Experience level 8 and only 31 HP. Welcome to being a cat. It's a rough life to say the least, but it's the one we've chosen here, so we'll do our best. And that's why we're definitely on the lookout for any of our usual transmutation spells. Would love to see some early statue form again on this run. We've definitely been fortunate with that in the past on other characters. So that's the dream scenario here at the very least. I was really hoping that that book would immediately hand us everything that we asked for in life, but hey, still have plenty of time to get things sorted here, and we'll just continue moving forward without much ado about nothing. It's nice when our enemies line up like this too, because we can definitely take advantage of Zap's abilities, and I don't like the Phantom though. That's not what I was hoping to see here today, but I guess that's just fine. How much health do you have? 27. And 2d19 with a max power airstrike, which this one should be, seeing as how it's all open space. Didn't quite do as much damage as we were hoping for there. Are you fast as a cat? We are, yes. We're slightly faster than all the other enemies here. I'm not good at remembering the exact stats on all of those. I know that we're just slightly faster, though. I believe things that have a fast move speed are either the same as us or slightly quicker. If they're very fast, then no shot whatsoever. Why do I do this? Don't know why I came back down this stairwell. I knew what was waiting for me. Whoopsie daisies. Well, let's see. 15 damage from you, my friend. Not great odds regardless here, but we're gonna have to take that step up at some point, regardless. Then the question becomes, can I afford to step here? You'll step up to there, and then I have to get around you, so that doesn't actually work. I kind of need to just cross my fingers and hope here, I think. Oof. Not a great situation. Oh, and you know what? Even to cross my fingers and hoping isn't quite going to be the be-all end-all solution for us here. I think we're just going to be losing another life. Oh gosh. Why do I do this to myself each and every day? One of these days I'll stop making silly mistakes. Maybe memorize swiftness. We could give it a shot here. That's a spell that I've never really given much credence to, but even faster move speed, not too bad. Decent for getting out of nasty situations like this for sure. Question becomes, do I head downstairs or do I just cross my fingers? I mean, it's a 50-50 shot. I'm sure we'll be fine. 50-50 again, I'm sure we'll be fine. And perfect. And then we just leave. Slash, maybe try and murder you on our way out. Perfect. Totally deserved. Not at all pure luck. 100% skill, baby. Well, I'll take it, regardless. One way or another, I'll take it. We could now learn swiftness. Is it something we're interested in? Guess we can always forget it later anyway, so let's try it out. Add it to the book in case it does end up saving our life one of these days. Ring of Slaying, not super useful in our current way of playing this character, but we usually end up training some unarmed on cats, so that could definitely work out here. It's basically sprint the spell, definitely. What about cat hunters? That seems strong to you. So the main issue is that cats can't use any ranged weapons. So unfortunately, while the move speed would be a really nice advantage to that playstyle, not fully an option for us here. Yeah, no throwing items and no ranged weapons means that we're fairly limited in terms of our overall choices, which is why we usually end up going spellcasting. I mean, there's a minor argument to be made for going like Berserker strats and pure unarmed, because with the claws you do end up with decent damage in the unarmed department, and you can kind of just murder your way through the early game at least. But you start running out of options as soon as you get to mid to late, where you pretty much just desperately need some kind of ranged capabilities, and spells are the only avenue for that. Evocables, I guess, kind of in the mix a little bit, as long as you're lucky, but I would prefer not to rely too much on the luck side of things. Berserk with low HP sounds horrible. When you're a cat, it's desperate times, desperate measures kind of deal, I feel. But yes, that's essentially why I end up going Spellcaster on all of my cats, is because it's a little bit sketchy, regardless of how you slice it. But okay, let's jump in here and probably start learning some transmutations. Bring that up to at least 6, and then we'll probably also bring poison into the mix and try to learn Toxic Bog and see how that goes down. Oh, we finally don't have to confirm Airstrike, which makes it much easier from a quality of life point of view to just slam this son of a gun every time. Catastrophic indeed. There we go. Immediately just try to snipe down the priest and then run into a dead end because I'm a fool. But let's kill you, and if I could get all of you in one fell swoop here, or even a few fell swoops, that would be nice. Fantastic. It's definitely not the strongest plan on my end so far today, but we're getting there, we're getting to it. I will put this on right away instead of the Ring of Flight, get some protection from fire just in case we run into a few of those sons of guns. No, always a good idea to either shaft yourself, or you can also try and get enemies to go down, but all ended up working out. And also thank you so much, Katra, for the 5 months Prime. Always lovely to see you around. I hope things are going well on your side of things, and thanks again so much. Appreciate it. Okay, let's make sure to get the bounces against our new froggy friend here, and then we'll jump once more into the breach. Airstrike definitely helping out a huge amount with our chances of survival here. Still no real guarantees, but we're working that out. We're slowly but surely working out the kinks and figuring out what it is that we're going to be doing here. Hopefully the answer is retrieving the Orb of Zot and getting the heck out of Dodge, but we'll have to see. Decent number of heal wounds potions for the early section of the game. Right, and this son of a gun. Immune to electricity, so fortunately Airstrike is more neutral damage there, non-elemental, so that's nice. Transmutations hit that real fast, honestly, so let's bring it up to 10 and take another peek. We need some more conjurations for Irradiate, and we need some poison for Rignas. It's level 6, so it's still a little ways off, a little unachievable, but definitely something that interests us. Be nice if we could get something that could be useful in the interim, something like OTR. Even Noxious Fumes at the very least. If I could get Ogreb's Toxic Radiance and Ignite Poison, then obviously we're just living the dream, and we never have to be scared for our life again, but no real guarantees there. I'm hoping, oh gosh, that's quite the opposite of what I was hoping. Well, let's try and charm you. You're looking fantastic today, my friend, or not, that's cool too. Again, moving a bit fast there, so we could have used the Howling Monkey as a bit of a stopgap, a bottleneck on the enemy's speed, and just walked away from our troubles, washed our hands of that entire situation. But hey, here we are, and we'll just have to do our best. Now you, my friend, I very much would like to just get next to. Then you're saying there's a chance. Beautiful. Losing the extra experience level due to our death there does mean we're back into annoying warning territory, which is just great. So you're fast, susceptible to poison. Feeling better at full health, though still getting slowed is going to be nasty. But 5 out of 8 empty spaces, not too bad. Let's bring you out here, my friend, and just blast you. There we go, that's more like it. Probably should have just closed the door, Sunlight. I think you're on the right track there. You know, if you're somebody who values survivability, which is honestly what we should be, then that's definitely the play. But sometimes I generally play a little fast and loose, a little more so than I should. After all, it works out so well for us every single time. Definitely never experienced any awkward, embarrassing deaths or anything silly like that, imagine. So with that in mind, we'll just continuing on here. And fantastic. Use our extra move speed against that. Cats max out on 9 lives. So let's see, you get it at like 4, 8, I think it's every 4 levels. Which means with a max 27, you're just getting 6 extra lives, potentially. I feel like you might be able to continue gaining lives after 27 just based off of total amount of experience gain, because I know there are a few different mechanics in the game that kind of work that way. You're still new to the game, so you're wondering about best practices, etc. Well, you have a good starting practice. Always better to be careful than rambunctiously gung-ho about it like I usually am. So definitely don't change your ways to anything resembling the nastiness, or more so the silliness, that I endeavor to experience on every one of these runs. And weird that they don't have it be level 3, 6, 9, etc. Would be 27 exactly. It is a bit strange, hey? Especially since, I mean, that's how stats work, and they seem to be pretty well with it. Okay, look, I was about to say it looked like nobody saw our mark, and while that may have been true, oh geez, no longer looking too promising here. 1d9, and hit all of them. Let's start by reading a teleport. Hopefully they don't hit us too many times before we get blitzed out of there. Fantastic. Well, that was scary. Don't suppose shock pierces? That's the thing, it does. So that was almost the perfect scenario. I was very tempted to just go for it, roll the dice. But unfortunately, they would have been surrounding us pretty darn quickly, these sons of guns. And there you go. You can see that it does take a few more shocks than I would care to see to actually get them from the dirt here. No potion of tree transformation. Right, we do have Lig now. And that definitely could get us through any of these nasty fights. Gives us the poison resistance as well as just a really good bonus to AC. So I'm definitely a fan of the lignification style play here. And see, you're normally terrifying, but with our extra speed, we can definitely juke you out or just murder you immediately. That honestly works great for me too. Fantastic. And let's see, do we wish to learn Poisonous Vapors? It is quite nice on a character like this. Again, it fits really well with the kind of kite playstyle, or the kiting playstyle that the cats are able to partake in. Alternatively, Irradiate is pretty much castable, so that can be added almost right away. Noxious Bog is on its way down, and I'm very excited for that. Let's learn Irradiate now, so that we at least have it as a good emergency option in the future. And good versus boulder beetles? Oh, for sure. Any of the plethora of poison weak enemies, or poison vulnerable enemies, I guess I should say. Always very happy to see Noxious Fumes around for that. Not as much of a fan of this Orc Priest friend, so... ouch, gonna take a smite right to the face to begin with. Then, I think we will get out of there rather than risk it. Regardless, all 3 of our stairwells are in that area, so it's not gonna be good no matter how you slice and dice it, but slightly better is about as good as it gets. There we go, murder the smiter, walk past this buddy and hope they don't deal enough damage. Didn't think they would, but nice to have that reassurance. Then right back into the open field here to absolutely murder our new friend. Beautiful. Ah, you're somebody who could be scary, but I am hoping that we can just take advantage of smite targeting. You know? I just kept crossing my fingers and hoping it would all work out. Not quite. Especially with this son of a gun chasing us, because they will, you know, teleport behind you. Nothing personnel kit, unfortunately. So what do we wish to do? We could turn to tree. I don't like that there's the centaur coming down. Charm would work against the demonologist. Probably not great odds if we take a quick peek though. 31. So we could get them, but unfortunately this Hellwing I think is going to be the critical point for us here. So I think I will actually turn into a tree. Get enough for shock. Murder you. Centaur doesn't notice me, so I'm leaving. Good day, sir. Not too shabby. A little bit lucky for sure, but you know, a little bit of luck, a little bit of skill, all valuable, important parts of the puzzle when it comes to DCSS. Oof. And that hurts. Well, that was all my own damage too. No, you had a bolt of dispelling. Oh, you have a quicksilver wand with 4 more charges in it. Okay, that's gonna be a heal wounds from me, as much as I would prefer to save those. Think you gotta just go for it here. Fantastic, and then let's learn some poison, shall we? Bring that up. At least 15% concentrated power of will. I used to know all of the percentages of that, but unfortunately, my age has not helped out in that regard. Vocable blink, resist corrosion, and some okay stats. It at least prevents any kind of collapsed state from hitting us. Don't have to worry quite so much about running out of strength, at least not in this moment in time. But perfect. Ooh, an armor shop, my favorite, and a weapon shop, my other favorite. Yay. Okay, at least the second one was a mimic, so only have to be slightly disappointed. Not too shabby. But we'll keep heading down, I guess, for the time being. That is a lot of sheep friends. We don't exactly have a lot of runway to escape with there, so I think we will just leave and try to find a slightly more opportune place to begin with here. And this should, in fact, be just that. Bring our 2 null friends upstairs. Hello. And beautiful. Much better spot for us to make our brand new, but also more importantly, grand entrance to the area here. And can let you all line up as soon as we start being slightly concerned for our health. Right about now, we can run away and try to kite these sons of guns, get a bit more damage in while we're at it. You know, if they are going to be so kind as to form an orderly queue, might as well take advantage of that. And maybe, just maybe, kill the first couple. There we go, fantastic. And just rinse and repeat. In fact, let's start just blasting you sons of guns. Like so, perfect, not too shabby. Are they so tanky? The life of an air elementalist. That's the thing, our damage is quite low. 1d9 on shock. You know, generally only hit them once. You're really relying on those bounce shots, or that's why airstrike was such a huge game changer when we finally got it online, because it definitely changes the trajectory of the entire run in that regard. Finally have some okay damage to inflict here. I say as I immediately get a bunch of low rolls and look like an idiot, but hey, still happy to see you, happy to have you airstrike. Don't get it twisted, I'm very grateful. One of these days we'll kill that secondary yak. Hey, fantastic. And then just get out of there, head to a different stairwell, rinse and repeat. This is our life now, and we're happy. It's about as good as it gets. definitely just blasts the ever-living crap out of you. It's nice when we just have one target to worry about. Ooh. And now I just need a bit more gold, and I can get willpower and armor class on a ring. Don't mind if I do. So we'll try to remember that that's available to us here. We'll just, yeah, blast you, and then run away from the rest of your friends here. Oh, jeez. Life of a cat. It is what it is, I guess. But let's try to lay down the hurt temporarily here. You know what, it's something. It's quite literally something, and there we go. That gets a bit untenable right about there. And we'll just get back on the cheese wagon here and just kite the ever-living crap out of you kiddos. Perfect. Back on the road we go. Not too disappointed to see yaks anywhere or everywhere at the end of the day here. They are, at the very least, up our alley in terms of being able to run away from, something that any Felid should be a big fan of. Even trolls shouldn't be too bad at the end of the day here, and more yaks. For now, let's just place down exclusion. We'll come back for those kiddos in just a second. Want to finish exploring the rest of the floor, as well as check out, can we afford our favorite ring? We can indeed. So let's snap by this son of a gun here, and we'll probably keep wizardry around. Get rid of our secondary ring there. 6 whole AC, look at that. Basically a normal character now. It's a miracle. But okie dokes, let's see. How's Noxious Bog? 16%. So it's getting there. It's definitely coming down. Probably one of our last opportunities to learn Poisonous Vapors. Do I care to? With Airstrike, I kind of have my targeted damage. It's conditional in its own way. Sure, it doesn't have resistance issues like Poisonous Vapor does, but that doesn't exactly make it a one-stop shop solution. I think we'll leave Poisonous Vapors by the wayside today, and we'll just continue moving on here. In fact, now that I think about it, I should head back. Let's just get rid of these yaks, shall we? Hello, my friends. Guess maybe I should stick around so that all of them see me. There we go. So now we will go to a nice little corridor here. If you could all line up, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you, thank you. So thoughtful, so kind. And here's where we have to start being slightly more careful, but not too shabby. You know what, Poison Magic, you're coming back on a little bit here. I guess we could leave you and just train transmutations. Let's bring you up to 7 maybe. Transmutations, keep bringing it up so that we at least are super close to being able to cast some of the transmutation forms when we do end up coming across them. And then maybe we'll start training some fighting, some unarmed, you know, all the secondary skills here to just give us some outcomes, or some outlets rather, for what to do in future encounters with all of our new favorite friends. And perfect. That should just about do the trick. And that should be the floor. Beautiful. Or not. Still quite a few yaks just wandering about lost. No shepherd to guide them, unfortunately. But hey, I'm sure they'll figure it all out. And here's an enemy that our shock doesn't do anything against, but fortunately, once again, Airstrike to the rescue. Oh gosh, what have I done? Run, run, run. Okay, the dogs did see me, unfortunately, but they're only slightly faster than us, so we can't afford to run away a wee bit ourselves. And beautiful. Wait for that. Just enough magic for another airstrike, and then we can get through that. No real issues. Ooh, an ugly thing, huh? Bunch of yaks as well. That we're a bit more used to, but Hate to see you, my friend. We don't quite have the health necessary to get through you in one piece, I don't believe. Let's in fact head upstairs. There's one more unexplored downstairs for us to check out. This one could be the keys to the kingdom, the secret to the ooze, and everything we know and want in life, or it could also be just as bad, honestly. But 66 health, a few well-placed airstrikes should be enough. Especially since you're wide open here, my friend. That at least gets us off the ground, and then maybe irradiate to finish you down, and that is wonderful. We get Scorch offered to us from Behemoth. I don't think I care too much for Scorch. It could get us, you know, some early training in the fire magic department if we do want to end up transitioning that way at some point regardless. Definitely see an argument for that. Oh, you were not supposed to see me, my friend. Oh gosh, I have one extra life, but I really didn't want to use it. Butterflies save me? Oh, and Orc Friend did end up stepping into the teleport trap. Well, how about that? How many Felid runs will it take before I return to Felid Berserker? You know, maybe we do need to give it a try eventually here. I know, I'm such a sucker for the spellcasting, but maybe that's the secret that we've been missing this whole time, eh? Also nice to see you on this side of things, Buttons. Normally just get to say hello over on the YouTube, so thanks for dropping on by and saying hi in person. Very much appreciate it. Oh, and I'm walking into the unknown. Never a great plan in DCSS, but here we are. You know what, let's just irradiate you instead. Then I'm gonna try to blast you down. Maybe we have to run away. Storm Dragon Scales, wow. That'd be very nice. Oh gosh, I ran right into you. What was I thinking? Very nice on any other character. You know what, we're gonna just whip out ye old Blink here and get the heck out of Dodge before I do anything I regret. I'd like to hold on to this spare life as long as possible. We've been gifted a blessing by not dying immediately to that Orc Warrior moments ago, and so I feel like we have to, you know, make the best of it. Oh, speak of the devil, that might be the same Mama Jamma themselves. How about that? Let's close that door immediately and head down here instead. You know, did not end up being better, but we can bring you here regardless, and then maybe focus down the acid dragon in the back line. Maybe some zaps here to finish off both of you. Perfect, and that should just about do the trick. Beautiful. Unseen Horror, are you okay? There you are. Guess we might as well face you in the nice wide open area here so we get full airstrike potential. Ah, right, walking through shallow water, not helpful. It's one of the few times that the troll is able to gain on us completely, so avoiding that, probably for the best. And do I just try and churn through these dogs? I think I have to. Should be able to, though, with some decent irradiates. Fantastic. This is why we generally don't head into the unknown. Whoopsie daisies. But it all worked out as we just blitz our way through the crew and run away. I'm actually going to focus on the ugly thing. I was hoping to take it down, but unfortunately didn't quite get there. Not too shabby. How do I like 0.29 so far? I would say that I enjoy all the changes. Attacks of opportunity, I mean, I kept talking about how concerned I was, and most people who had played a decent amount of Trunks said that I'd get used to it. And intellectually, I believed them, but I knew I thought on some level that I would struggle with it more. But that hasn't been too bad. So besides that, I've enjoyed all of the other changes quite a bit. So nothing really to complain about on my side of things. Why were you running away from me? Purple ugly thing. Like, I don't want to look that gift horse in the face. I'm very happy about it, but... Huh. Strange. No, let's just say, Colgate, that I'm excited to play a character in 0.29 that's not Felid, because it's definitely where I've gone the majority of my play so far. And I love me, the occasional cat run, as much as the next guy, but there's something to be said about it being an exercise in patience. What do I think about Meteorin? So yeah, I've barely played them, so I'm definitely not the expert on it. Oh my gosh. I thought for sure that my ID scrolls were on D. Whoopsie daisies. Well, we're about to teleport somewhere. Fortunately, the majority of the floor is explored, so at least I'm not dooming myself to a horrifying slow death. Wonderful. There we go. Read a bunch of those scrolls real quick. But in my limited time with Meteorin, they're really fun. They fall under the umbrella of my favorite general type of species in this game, which are species that make you change the way you play the game. Even Felids, that's why on some level I do really enjoy them, as much as they drive me crazy to play every once in a while here. But they very much change the way that you play the game, and so Meteorin fits really nicely into that. You know, it forces me to do some of the speedrunning tendencies that I've always been curious and wanting to check out and try myself, so that's pretty neat. You're gonna ask what I think about the range rework, but can't experience that with Felid. So that's one of the few ones, though, that I did try out just a little bit in the release tournament, and that is a change that I am super on board with. I'm very happy with the ranged rework, because it actually, you know, allows you to have characters that are fully ranged, instead of it being like half the game you're keeping your ranged weapon in your back pocket because you don't want to run out of ammunition, and then the second half is when you finally get to let that flag fly. Instead, being able to start a character as a ranged, you know, start a hunter and use ranged weaponry your entire run is pretty neat, and so I have enjoyed that. Plus it definitely changes the way you play a lot of the game. Like, it makes something like the Abyss way more viable on a ranged character, because you no longer have to spend way more time than you possibly can safely justify just to pick up all of your ammunition, and instead you can kind of just be willy-nilly and free about it, which is always kind of nice. I think in a lot of ways it fits into the same category of a lot of the quality of life changes, where it just allows you not to have to be quite so concerned about, you know, minimizing and maximizing every single little thing. So I would, yeah, just 2 thumbs up, A-okay from me.